39 episodes, you have been asking me questions on just about anything. 39. I gotta be doing something right, haven't I? It's another round of 3 questions that you have asked to give to me, and I shall give you 3 answers, best possible. And we start with Anime God 500 Rebirth. How you doing? His question... Oh! This is a Knight Rider question! Yeah? Awesome! If there was going to be a Knight Rider movie reboot, which there's always a possibility of, who should direct it? Not Michael Bay. And what actors should play which characters? In terms of directing, don't get Christopher Nolan to do it because he wouldn't be best suited for Knight Rider. If I'm gonna be honest, get someone competent like Mark Webb. I know he's only done a handful of movies so far, but you gotta give the guy time, you know. It takes time to build experience and whatnot. In terms of directing... See, you're putting me on the spot with this. I understand why you can't get Steve D'Souza to do it, because considering he worked on the original Knight Rider and also had a hand in the first Die Hard and Street Fighter, everybody's got to do a bad movie at least once. But I think get Stephen E. D'Souza to direct the Knight Rider movie, because he'll know what it needs to be and what it needs to reference. And as in regards to which actor should play what characters, ideally for the role of Michael Knight, get someone unknown. Because if you go for somebody that's already established, they're already going to have a preset idea of what their Michael Knight's portrayal is going to be. Now, what you got to keep in mind with David Hasselhoff and Justin Bruning for Michael Knight and Michael Knight Jr. is that prior to their roles, before coming onto Knight Rider, they were virtually unknown. They were known to their domestic audiences in the US, but in terms of international audiences, no one knew who they were. Knight Rider made David Hasselhoff a star. Knight Rider opened our eyes to the existence of Justin Bruning, and honestly think he is such an underrated actor that he needs to be given more chances to do regular work. And there was that Wonder Woman TV series that they were going to do a year or 2 ago, but that got cancelled, and I felt bad for the guy. And Justin, if you do so happen to watch this, and that's a big if, you deserve better, my friend. I still think Knight Rider SG deserves a 2nd season, but, you know, beating a dead horse over that, and it's 5 years gone, so we move on. But then again, who's to say Justin couldn't play, you know, the Michael Knight for a movie? Either him or, like I say, go for someone unknown. The Christopher Reeve approach. Go for someone that's completely unknown to the international audience. So then that way, when they come on to play the role of Michael Knight, they can make it their own. Bonnie Barstow, get Jessica Alba. Jessica, when you look at most of the roles that she has done, from anything from Susan Storm or Susan Richards, depending on which version of Fantastic Four you prefer, no nonsense, straight up, down the middle, no BS from anyone. Patricia McPherson's Bonnie Barstow was exactly like that, so I'd go with Jessica Alba. For Devon Miles, ideally, if he was a little bit younger, I'd say Michael Caine, but considering from what I understand, and I only go by what I hear, Sir Michael Caine is looking to cut back on some of his projects. Again, this is what I hear, do not quote me on this. I probably wouldn't go for him as Devon Miles. Maybe someone a bit younger, maybe like, heck, who's to say Jeremy Irons couldn't do it? That'd be something. Now, as for the role of Kit, give it to Chris Barry of Red Dwarf and the British Empire fame, because most people that listen to the radio plays of Red Dwarf, Chris Barry can mimic all the other characters' voices because he is that good. There are still some people to this day that still think I could voice the Night Industries 2000. But Michael, that's not possible. I'm not that good. So yeah, that's pretty much who I would get to, to play which characters for Knight Rider in the movie. And also, in regards to the car, I know this is not what you asked for, but in regards to the car, Camaro. End of. Question 2, from Throwback Junior. Ooh, first time I ever got a question from this one. Hello, good sir. If you could change anything about the Sonic franchise, careful, you might get an answer you don't want with this one. If you could change anything about how the Sonic franchise portrays its side characters, ooh, I've got ideas already. In brackets, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, etc. What would you change about them and why? In other words, if you had the power to reboot the series, what would you do with it? Well, in regards to how Miles Tails' power is at the moment, I think they've pretty much got him on an even balance or a happy medium, so I'm happy with the way Tails is at the moment because he's gotten a little bit snarkier. He's still Sonic's faithful companion and sidekick on his adventures, but he's learning to stand his own ground and basically tell Sonic, look, I don't like this, I'm going to tell you exactly what I think. Knuckles. Let's not make him the pushover anymore. Make him the rival and the significance that he had with Sonic 3 and Sonic and Knuckles. Because in Sonic 3, the dude was a badass! But after Sonic Heroes going into Sonic 360, the guy became a joke. He was pretty much the proverbial punching bag for everyone. Shadow... It's not really a lot that you can change with Shadow. I mean, he's kind of a tortured soul in regards to how his character has been done. If anything, I probably might lighten his character up a little bit so it's less emo. Because I always do get this sense that he's a little too melancholy for his own good. But that said, there's only so much you can change with his character, because if Sonic is the epitome of all that is wonderful and positive about life, Shadow's always that, that eternal grouch of the Sonic franchise. He always views things with a very sober approach. Very pessimistic approach, but considering his origin and what he went through in life, you can't really blame the guy. So that's pretty much what I would do for the Sonic franchise as a whole, because I do think some restructuring is needed, and I'm kind of glad in regards to things like Sonic and the Lost World, they've kind of struck a balance where it's serious when it needs to be, and it's jokey when it needs to be. But yeah, that is what I would do. Good question, by the way. From the Phoenix, number 3. Kind of a dumb question, yet you're going to ask it anyway. But are you looking forward to E3 2014? E3 is always a highlight for any podcaster's schedule, year, agenda, call it what you will, but there's always something to cherry pick, analyze, and review over what they go to showcase in Los Angeles each year. I presume it's still in Los Angeles each year. And considering the foul-ups that Microsoft had last year with their E3 showing, I think they're going to want to try and scrub that out from people's memories. But yeah, genuinely looking to see what we'll have for the fall and Christmas lineup. I'm particularly intrigued to see what we'll see from Sonic, because it is rumoured that Sonic is coming to the Xbox One, and this is kind of making me question, do I want a Wii U Or do I want an X-Bone? I don't like what Microsoft are doing with the X-Bone, but I'm a born and bred hedgehogite. You heard me correctly, a hedgehogite. It's a name I came up with in 2001, 2002, and I've pretty much stuck with it. Well, those have been your 3 questions for this week. Send the questions to the usual social media links in the outro, leave a question in the comment section below, and a special shout out to one long-time reviewer called John B. Thanks for watching me for all this time, good sir. It's always a pleasure to know that I'm entertaining those that I also have an impact on. So to John B, thank you very much. Class dismissed.